Have you ever thought it strange how little life there seemed to be around this mansion?
You're right. I haven't seen a single creature since I arrived. The only sound you can hear is the wind blowing.
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 Howling and blowing and blow. And I can think of any number of reasons that they might have started treating you less than Perhaps people around you experienced misfortune, or perhaps there was a natural disaster, a famine, a plague, some kind of external phenomenon, and you were their scapegoat.
Yes. You are, by and large, correct. And hello, Moon.
Hey, Moon.
Oh, so you see, I misread that, and now I'm going to ignore you, Moon, because I thought you were saying something different.
She said the word!
No!
Yeah, he don't come for another what, like... Then that would make me as unworthy of your trust. I make no claim to having your interest in mine. Ouch. Goodbye. Goodbye, good sprite.
No, don't go away. If you don't mind, could you teach me how to read sometime?
Did you listen to anything I said?
I listened, yes. I have no intention of idolizing you. I don't expect you to do anything for me, and I don't wish to burden you in any way. I simply wish to be allowed to be at your side. It does not matter to me what kind of person you may be. That is all I want. I apologize for keeping you. Please consider it, if it's not too much trouble.
Maybe that's why he keeps all the shutters shut tight and rusted. As the master of the house, I was gonna say Michelle. Mikhail made his way out of the library. He appeared to be slightly rattled. Let him be a furry in peace. Perhaps the white-haired girl's determination had ignited something in his chained heart. Or perhaps it was something else. She stared towards the darkness into which Mikhail disappeared, not Michelle. Then, she carefully wrapped her arms around the jade-embossed tome, a soft smile spreading across her lips.
He's a decent man. I'm sure of it. I know, right? Right, Moon? Oh, could look at it forever. We're alike, he and I.
You know, I wonder. You know how she's been paired off with, like, all these people in all these chapters?
Mm-hmm.
What if, because she's not with Mikhail, that, like, the curse activates and, like, bad stuff happens to those people that fall in love with her because they're not...
Maybe. Honestly. Yeah, I mean, that could be it. But then that just brings into question what happened to begin with to start the cycle of reincarnation.
Right.
Also, they're still using the white-haired girl title. They didn't switch to Giselle. So ever since they pulled that merchant trick, I'm paranoid. This may not be the same white-haired girl.
Oh, maybe, huh?
I mean, like, the maid did say, "Oh, you saw the white-haired girl," so that seems to imply that it is, but until we get confirmation, until we see a sprite, I'm going to be wary.
And thus began to blossom within her fate sense of fellowship as someone who knew solitude. A place of tranquility.
Alright, let's see. What do you have for us, backlog? Oh,
Oh, the cursed man.
anything? Let's see.
The conversation was pretty long, so I wonder.
Hmm.
My name is. Please.
Alright, doesn't seem like we got anything new there. Well, hopefully we didn't miss anything.
It had been about a week since the white-haired girl had taken up residence in the mansion. Staying in that house deprived of light was, I imagine, a very claustrophobic experience. To anyone blessed enough to have sunlight as part of their everyday lives, it would have been unbearable.
You know, a part of me is glad that people told us about that, because, like, running into that on accident would actually have been kind of scary. To just,
Yeah.
like, maybe accidentally hit the scroll wheel and then you see this this red text saying such cryptic shit that wasn't there originally.
And like words and letters blocked out. I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. But for her, the mansion with its prison walls and lack of either illumination or recreation was the one place she could find respite. She and Mikhail continued to be distant, however. He spent most of his time in his chambers, which he had explicitly told the white-haired girl to stay out of, leaving her unable to close that gate.
Yeah, just because when at some point when we were kind of tired of Beastia, you know, the voice that Kanetsu gave him.
The voice that I gave the beast, and then when he starts laughing, he goes. It was never for more than a few seconds. Whenever she saw him, she made a point of giving him a little smile. He never said anything, but still, when she had first arrived, he would not have even met her gaze. He seemed to be taking more and more notice of her. One day, the white-haired girl stood in the cellar, a frown on her face.
Well, this is troubling. I can't go down to the village, but if we don't do something soon.
I wish I knew the words! The cellar was where their food was stored, an assortment of non-perishables and dried foods, smoked meats and cheeses. Her daily meals were taken from the supplies there. However, the stockpile was beginning to grow quite small. Were she not on the run, she could have gone to the village to procure more. Or perhaps, were she a little tougher, she could have captured a wild animal for its meat. But master, you know a young, delicate thing like her was hardly up to the task of hunting for food.
How does he normally get his supplies, I wonder?
From there, other questions about Mikhail started rising in her mind. No matter how lifeless he seemed, surely he still had to eat, right? The white-haired girl nodded, then made her way out of the cellar, intending to head for his bedchamber. But on her way there, she spotted him standing by the entrance, staring motionless at the door, lit by a single candle. He appeared to be waiting for something.
May I ask you a question?
Go on.
You know, I've also taken note. This is like the only sprite we have so far. Well, no, I think the maid has one. Yeah, never mind, the maid does. But like, there are so few sprites in which they're looking directly at you.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I guess since this is in her perspective, it makes sense.
I was just down in the cellar, and I noticed we were running low on food. Do you normally go down to the village to restock?
I haven't been outside.
Oh, could you repeat that?
I haven't been outside in 10 years.
Then how do you...
What if I told you I don't eat?
What?
That I am not of this world. And as such, I have no need of sustenance. What would you think of that?
That sounds very, economical? Whoa, that's a...
Then wouldn't the cellar smell like really bad from the like rotten cheese and meat?
Yeah, I would think so. If you can survive without having to eat, that's one less thing to worry about. If it were possible, I'd like to have that ability too. It is. Also, Nemanica, we have also wondered that. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Oh! It would seem trying to frighten you is a waste of time. Wait, he was just trying to scare her away. Oh, Miko, you're so cute.
Was I supposed to be afraid?
Never mind. It doesn't matter. You asked about the food in the cellar. It's getting to be about that time. Wait and you will find out.
What do you...
It's here.
Oh?
If you want to know where my supplies come from, open the door.
But, I'm in hiding.
There's no one at the door anymore. Amazon is like that. The knock is nothing more than a signal.
A signal?
The white-haired girl turned towards Mikhail to press him for more information, but he averted his gaze. Find the answer yourself, he seemed to be saying. She took several moments to gather her will, then marched over to the door.
So bright.
The sunlight, which she had not seen in some time, was so bright it seemed to burn her eyes.
Oh god, I'd at least step outside for, like, 1 or 2 hours every day. That would... Ooh, no, I need sun.
Although the sun itself had not gotten any brighter, she had simply spent so much time in the dark, her eyes were no longer accustomed to that much.
Is this why she... Oh, maybe this is why she has, like, that condition in later lives.
Oh! Oh my god. I love this chapter.
It's all falling together.
I can hear the wheels turning! The color of her eyes made them quite sensitive to light already, so when she stepped outside, her whole world went white bone. I mean, bone white. The white-haired girl stood motionless for 10, perhaps 15 seconds, and when her eyes had finally adjusted to the light. Is that why he walks around with a candle to his face all the time?
Yeah, because there are like no lights whatsoever inside, just candles. What's this?
She noticed a crate on the ground at her feet. She turned her head back to ask Mikhail about the box, but the mansion was so dark it appeared to be wholly severed from the outside world. From where she stood, she was unable to distinguish Mikhail from the shadow. A pang of nervousness struck her. She wanted to return to that darkness as quickly as possible. The white-haired girl had come to yearn for that world without light more than the one with. The crate was fairly hefty. The slightly built girl had considerable difficulty bringing it into the house. But eventually, she did manage to drag it through the front door. And then, everything went dark once more except for the faint flicker of candlelight floating in the air. You can leave it there. I'll take care of the rest.
What's...
Without a word, Mikhail approached her in the box, withdrawing a knife that he had evidently had kept hidden somewhere on his person. With it, he cut through the rope that bound the box. Go on, open it up. At his insistence, she placed her hand upon the lid. She had no idea what lay inside this unexpected delivery. Whoever had brought it was already long gone. Staring at the strange box, she was racked with nervousness. However, what she found when she pushed aside the lid was completely ordinary. Is something amusing about Prime Pantry?
It's just rather anticlimactic. Didn't they add something about, also killing you for free or something? Here I was, worried about what might be inside.
We were just talking about the supplies in the cellar.
So we were. It completely slipped my mind. This should last us for some time. It's all preserved, just like what's in the cellar. Oh, well, that explains why it wasn't rotted away. But I don't understand. Who would deliver all of this to you?
There should be a book in there as well.
What? Oh, there it is. In the library, he said that his family sends him one book a month. Does that mean this box came from them? If so, then why did the person who delivered this leave without speaking to him? What happened between him and his family? Is he here because they want him here? Or because he chose to be here?
Take the book to the library, please. I will bring the rest of the supplies to the cellar.
But it's a big box. I'm sure you could use help carrying it.
That won't be necessary. Take the book and go.
But...
Fine, then stay here. I'll take care of everything.
Wait, hold on, please.
What is it?
You don't have to answer this if you don't want to. And, um, I'm not trying to pry, but I can't help but be curious.
Say what you have to say, please.
I was wondering if you could tell me why you live here in this mansion. Why did whoever delivered this box leave before you even opened the door? Could you perhaps be imprisoned here? Um,
I told you this the very first day. I am cursed. It's only natural for a cursed man to live in a cursed house.
yes, but that's such a vague answer. I don't understand why you're in the situation you are. I don't know how you feel about it. There's so much I don't know. And I'm not even sure if your curse actually exists.
I see. That is a perfectly reasonable doubt from your point of view. Having been branded a witch because of your appearance. It would make sense that you would think my curse might be fabricated, or perhaps a metaphor for something else. Alright then. Come with me.
What?
I'll show you my curse.
Ooh.
As he turned on his heels, the white-haired girl caught a glimpse of what appeared to be a smirk on his face, like the whole thing was some kind of sick joke. The smile carved into his mask was far colder than any look of annoyance or rejection.
Oh, come on, please don't be an asshole too, Mikael.
But despite the twinge of nervousness, she still followed after Mikkel. As much as he might have stood out in a crowd with such height and long hair, his presence was almost entirely eroded away by the dark. She felt that he could simply fade away into nothingness at any moment. Oh my! Many things are buried here.
Huh?
Mice, insects, wild cats, and dogs. Have you ever thought it strange how little life there seemed to be around this mansion?
You're right. I haven't seen a single creature since I arrived. The only sound you can hear is the wind blowing.
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 Howling and blowing and blow.
And now that you mention it, it did seem peculiar.
They were all killed by me. He's an animal killer? Or rather, they lost their lives because of me. You have your answer now.
Not really.
Yeah, it's like, how do I know? A butterfly fluttered its way into the ruined garden, dancing up and down through. Mikhail held
Blowing?
held out a finger before himself, and the butterfly, mistaking it for a branch, drifted down upon it to rest its. Had the scene stopped there, it would have been a picturesque moment. All that comes in contact with me loses its life. My skin, the breath I exhale, my flesh and blood, is poison to all life. But the butterfly's movements began to slow. It spread its wings in one last, futile attempt to fight gravity. And then, without warning, it shriveled up into a dry husk. No!
Well then. It's It's dead. All dried up and lifeless. Like it's been dead for days. It's like his finger drained all the life out of it. Is this his curse? Is that even possible? But I saw it with my own eyes. If this is his curse, though, it explains much. There are more
There are
than.
more.
Oop,
Oh,
sorry. No, that is your line, yeah.
there are more than just insect and animal corpses buried here, too. Servants who came to visit me long ago.
Are here, beneath the ground, under our very feet. Hello, Smog. Sorry, I just got so invested that I wasn't paying attention to chat for a while.
That's. That's. That's why the servant leaves before I open the door. Should he touch me, should he get near me, his very life is in danger.
Huh. So maybe that's why he started opening up a bit more, since he probably expected Giselle to be dead by now.
Oh. No one is interested enough in seeing me take that risk. Seeing me to take that risk. No one will have anything to do with me. Nary soul even wishes to see my face. Now you understand what I meant when I said I would eventually kill you.
So that's why you have never once touched me.
What if he does and she doesn't die?
When I knocked the books down in the library, you didn't offer your hand to help me up. And only one of us ever made contact with the box at the entrance at a time. When I offered to help you carry it, you refused. Because you didn't want your finger to accidentally brush against mine.
My actions were not out of concern for you. I simply dislike people. Others' interests mean nothing to me. What an odd face you're making. Do you not believe my curse is real?
No, I do. It is certainly irrational, inexplicable, unbelievable. But you've shown me more than enough evidence. And I don't believe you're lying to me right now either.
In which case, you now understand how dangerous it is to be near me. You said that if you left, you would be killed. But it's been the same. It's been some time since then. If you're careful to cover your tracks, you can make your escape. You do not belong here.
He was telling the truth about being cursed. What a cruel burden to have to bear. I can't imagine just how much he's giving up on. Oh, are you waiting to get something in particular, Smog? How many lives he's inadvertently taken. And now he must have felt every time it happened. How much pain that loneliness must have given him. How much despair he must be carrying in his heart. How much sorrow must be weighing down on him. Oh, that's cool. So, no. I will not leave. I will stay here with you.
Leave this place.
No, I will not.
Why? Why do you insist upon remaining in this house after learning what I can do? You have no reason to stay.
Tell me then, why do you try to drive me out? If you don't care for others as you say, if you're not concerned about anyone else, then what does it matter what I do? What does it matter if I die to your curse? You're a very kind-hearted man. You've been watching out for me since the day I arrived, doing whatever you can to not inadvertently kill me, to not afflict me with your curse.
No.
Here's what I think. No one capable of showing genuine care for others can honestly, truly dislike all people. They can't possibly be indifferent.
No,
That day we met before the stained glass window, you heard me out. You listened to my plight.
I like how his eyebrows are like... You can see he's all frustrated now.
Yeah. You didn't try to chase me out. That day, I thought you to be a good person, and I still believe that.
I simply assumed you would leave on your own when it was safe. I never thought you would be so foolish as to want to stay in a house like this with a man like me.
How does that make me foolish?
Do you not value your life? Are you not afraid of death? Do you not find me unpleasant?
The thing I fear most is loneliness. You're probably right that, by now, I could safely sneak away, get myself somewhere far from here. But even if I did, I would inevitably find myself in the same situation. The only way I can avoid that fate is to stay away from everyone, to live in solitude with no one to talk to. I know you understand how that feels. It terrifies me. I'm afraid of having to spend day after day with no one to talk to, no one to share my experiences, my thoughts, and my feelings with. If that's what awaits me out there, then I want to live with you. I want you to be an essential part of my life.
Impossible.
Please, please don't chase me out.
You are a cruel girl. Never again will I allow myself to get close to someone, only to watch them die.
Oh.
Never again. My mother was the first to die. It happened shortly after my birth. Next was my wet nurse. 2 deaths could be considered a coincidence. But as the number rose, it became clear that I was cursed. And I was forbidden from making contact with anyone, even at home. Regardless, being in the same house, accidents will happen. Numerous people lost their lives. Attendants unfamiliar with me, or those who simply brushed up against me by mistake. I couldn't take it any longer.
So you chose to move here, to this remote mansion, to keep yourself away from your family. You weren't imprisoned here. You elected to live alone so you wouldn't hurt anyone.
For better or for worse, I was born into a noble house. So rather than abandon me, they've provided me the means to live out of sight.
I will be very careful. I will do everything I can to ensure no accidents occur. To keep you from being alone again. I will not, for any reason, touch you. You have my promise. Your curse takes the life of anything you touch. I've been here for a while, and death has not befallen me yet. As long as I do not touch you, there shouldn't be a problem. Now I notice he's not wearing gloves. So is it direct contact or is it I'm gonna assume even if he was wearing gloves it would probably or if he was completely covered it would probably still have an effect.
Maybe.
Because that seems like it would be too easy a solution. You'd think they would have tried something like that already.
Yeah, especially since, like, he's lived so long.
Oh, yeah. All right. Moon just said his breath count. He mentioned breath counting, so yeah.
Ah.
Yikes. Yikes. Also, and I apologize if this is simply me reading too much into things, but I feel like we're two of a kind. I fear being utterly alone more than anything, and I think you understand just how scary that is. So,
Why? Are you so stubbornly insistent on it being me? I'm sure there's someone else out there. Someone you're meant to be with. You may not have found them yet, but I believe someone like you eventually will. Because unlike me, you still have the vigor to press forward.
it has to be you. I'm certain of it.
What I want to know is how close they are to each other while they're speaking.
Yeah, I guess there has to be some distance. Welcome back, Mnemonica.
Why? Oh, dinner.
Because, well, I,
You can't tell me.
no, I can't. Please don't get upset with me. I think
I think I'm in love with you. Oh,
I might really, really love you.
but why and how and since when?
Hmm. Alright, well, let's give the log one more look. Nothing from Morgana.
Nothing. Not even like the X's.
Yeah. Well, alright, that will be the end of the stream for now. Thank you all for joining us. Ooh, a lot of things are starting to fall into place, but still so many more questions now.
I'm really liking this chapter though.
Oh
It's
yeah.
really good.
Yeah. But yeah, hope you guys have a good night and or day.
See ya.
Whiny. Come on, Dusty, now's not a good time to be acting up. I need you. What's gotten into you? Did you eat something funny? Yeah, he did. Ah, crap. What did I need to do now? There was some of this that went up, I think. Whoa, almost. Yeah, this. Come here. Up. Dig me up. You.